Cheers, fashion friends. Welcome to September's Thirsty Thursday Q&A. If you're new here, every first Thursday of the month, I do a little Q&A for you subscribers to basically ask me anything you would like about fashion, style, thirsty for knowledge, hence Thirsty Thursday and Thirsty Thursday, where we also have a little drink together. All right, so I've got my drink in hand. Hopefully you've got yours as well. I am drinking, got this fancy wine glass that I stole from a vineyard. Yep. But what I am drinking out of this stolen wine glass is Underwood Bubbles. Yeah, Underwood is an Oregon-based vineyard, and they do canned wine as well as bottled wine. And I'm obsessed with the canned wine because my husband doesn't drink wine with me, so it's perfect. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like it's actually a stolen glass, okay? It was probably free with the tasting, okay? It's fine. All right, so we've got the drink, and I do have some snacks this week. I have been super obsessed with chickpeas as of late. They're basically kind of like cheese puffs, but made out of chickpeas. And let me tell you, they are magical. Magical little things. Should we just get started? I'm just gonna keep rambling if we don't get started. So here we go. All right, first off, I just wanna say thank you to everybody that sent me their questions. I'm super excited to answer these questions today. And if you do have any questions for me for the next Q&A, make sure to comment below, or you can always send me a message on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at I'm Emily Wheatley. All right, let's dive into it. Let's see who we've got here first. Okay, so Gracefully Empowered asks, what should I do when I am a size I don't plan on staying? I want / need to lose about 20 pounds and I need almost a whole new wardrobe. One of the things you could maybe do is, just depending on the different types of clothes, you could go with purchasing some items that are supposed to fit oversized and buy a smaller size. And currently you'd be able to wear it. And then as you lose the weight, it would be the oversized fit that it's intended to be. But if I'm being completely honest, if it was me in your situation, I would probably hold off on buying anything new until I actually lost the weight. You could almost in a way use it as like a reward or like a goal, especially if you're thinking you want to completely recollect a wardrobe. Okay, so Gracefully's next question is also, how do you actually measure yourself? So first off, always having like a seamstress measuring tape, kind of like a waxy fabric, and it rolls up. And it's basically really easy to measure. Then there's some really, really great guides on how to measure yourself. I would say you want to measure your waist, your high waist. So that's basically where, I'll just show you here. Here we go. So you're gonna be measuring your waist, and then you're gonna be measuring your kind of like low, like your hip, like mid hip. So here's your waist, here's your hip. Those are the two most important things I would say when you're trying to get bottoms. And then the other thing is to measure your inseam. So basically you're going from, for lack of a better term, from crotch to your ankle, to the top of your ankle. Another thing you could measure is from your hip to your waist, so you know that height. So you can kind of know how certain rises are going to hit you. A good measurement is the shoulders, so from the edge of the top of your, kind of like your bone to the other bone. Okay, so or is it Ima? So she asks, would you create a fashion podcast? If so, what would be its podcast name? That is a very good question. And it's funny because I actually have totally thought of starting a podcast, but it wasn't a fashion podcast. I'm sure someday I definitely wouldn't mind doing a fashion podcast, but I think as of right now, I'm just trying to get this YouTube thing to kind of take off. So that's another task for another day. I mean, I love talking, and I love having good conversations, so that's definitely not far removed for me. And if I had a podcast name for a fashion podcast, it'd probably have to be Fashion Friends, of course, right? All right, next question is from Kinga. I would love some ideas for autumn/winter outfits, not involving jeans. I have 2 small children and I feel I always end up wearing jeans in cold weather. Are there any other casual options that still feel put together? I like that question. The answer is no. No, I'm just kidding. There's definitely some other options. I mentioned in a previous video that I actually really like chinos, that if I don't wear jeans, a lot of times I like to wear chinos. Chinos are another very diverse pair of bottoms that you can wear, and there's so many different types of chinos that I feel like everybody could find a pair of chinos that work for them. You can get ones that are like more fitted, more tight fitting, a little bit more feminine, but then you can get chinos that are a little bit more boyfriend-like, a little bit baggy, a little more casual. And I know there are brands out there that will have like winter type chinos that are a little bit thicker cotton. The other thing I would say is like a good wool pair of trousers or pants. I always speak about having balance and having, like a counterpoint to something. So if you had like a pair of wool pants, you could easily dress that down with different things. You could wear a pair of pants with some really cool winter boots. This is a great topic for winter, and I will definitely look into possibly doing a video on that, because I think it's a great thing to talk about. Because I always talk about jeans, because I love jeans. But I think, yeah, people want to know about stuff other than jeans. So I get it. Yeah. Okay, so my next question is actually from one of my friends that asked me this question. And I thought it was actually a good question to answer on my Q&A because, yeah, it might explain a little bit. So she asked me, what made you want to dance in your videos? I need a hit pee. I'm sure if you've been watching my videos, you know that every once in a while I like to have a little jig, a little dance. I was totally that girl back in my 20s that literally after 2 Red Bulls was walking out on the dance floor like parting the sea, trying to battle with somebody. Like I was definitely that cringy girl for sure. Needless to say, I love to dance. So I've always loved to dance. I've loved to dance since I was a little girl, did dance classes, all that shenanigans. So it's definitely like in me. Like when I hear like a good song or like a good beat, it's like almost like I can't control it. Like I just start dancing. A long while back, I started to listen to music when I was filming my B-roll, which is where I film, where I'm not talking to the camera, where I'm filming like my outfits and that kind of stuff. Would blast music to kind of just get me to relax and loosen up and just kind of get in the mood, and so it didn't feel as awkward, me standing in front of a camera filming myself. And so with that, of course, I just couldn't help myself. I would start kind of dancing and moving and just grooving and shaking and all sorts. And obviously I caught myself on camera dancing a few times. And so when I would go back to look at the footage, I started to realize like, oh yeah, like, not that I was like, oh yeah, look at my moves. I was more like, oh, look how it kind of shows the clothes. Like it shows the clothes in a little bit more of a realistic movement. Because I think the hard thing about when you show clothes on camera, you kind of do these poses that aren't super realistic. Like I don't like do like these type poses on a normal basis. That's not my day-to-day pose. So what I noticed when I would dance, it would kind of show, movement, and would show the clothes in a different way, a little bit more of a realistic way. So you could more get an idea of how the clothes are going to look when you're moving day to day. And then of course, because I love music in my videos and I love like musicality, I love editing to music. So then it just kind of worked to intertwine the dancing with that musicality and stuff. So I don't know. It's completely like cringy, I know, probably to some of you, but I don't know. I have so much fun doing it, so. All right, so next question. Victoria asks, love your new haircut. I don't know if you noticed or not. Do you intend to keep it, or was it just something you wanted to do once? I've actually been thinking about doing this hairstyle probably for at least 2 years. Everybody that knows me, yeah, they've probably known me with at least, I mean, goodness gracious, probably in just the last, year, I probably had 5 different hairstyles. It's just something I kind of see as an accessory, as an expression. However many years ago when I did the Ellie Goulding side shave, I kind of realized how empowering a haircut can be, and how it can kind of transform you when you have like a good haircut that you just really feel good in, and how also it can just be an amazing styling tool. To kind of answer your question, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not, I'll definitely probably keep it for a little bit, but I'll keep it until I kind of get over it. I think too, because I am like, kind of take a minimalist approach to my wardrobe, and I have clothes that I've had for years and years and years, and I really have a minimal wardrobe. I think I find like changing up my hair to be sort of a fun way to change things up or zhuzh things a little bit. Definitely miss styling my hair. I think that's the only thing I really miss. Is as much as I love not having to style my hair, there's also days where I miss styling my hair, if that makes sense. But yeah, yeah, I'll definitely change my hair again in probably the near future. If you go back to all the way back to my very first video here on YouTube and kind of go through the timeline, you will see that this girl has had a few hairstyles in her day. And that is not even scratching the surface. All right, so next question is from Lightly Lume. She asks, what do you think of personal style methods such as Color Me Beautiful and Dressing Your Truth? So it's funny because my mom actually did Color Me Beautiful when I was a little girl. I remember her going to like the little seminar classes. She taught me about the whole seasons, you know, being a fall, autumn, spring, summer, and kind of what those mean and that kind of stuff. Definitely think it's a really valid approach to color. And then the other one she asks is Dressing Your Truth. I actually had never heard about Dressing Your Truth until she asked this question, so I did look it up, and it is now on my list. It's on my audiobook list to read because it looks like it's completely my jam. Like it is right on my level. Basically a big part of what she talks about is kind of wearing your inner beauty on the outside. So I'm really excited to read this book, and as soon as I read it, I'm definitely doing an episode on it because yeah, it'll educate me a little bit more in the technicalities of it and stuff. So super excited about that. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay, so the next question is from Lena, and she asks, have you heard of the Kibbe body types? I think it's pronounced Kibbe. She says, if so, which one are you? All right, so yeah, to answer your question, no, I was not. I had never heard of the Kibbe body types until you mentioned it, Lena. But I did look it up, and it seems very interesting because it's a little bit more of an in-depth type body type, and I took the little quiz, and it was a very interesting quiz. And so it's basically like 5 different body types, but then has like little variations within those body types that you could be as well. So after I took the quiz, am actually a classic body type. Classic body type is balanced, yin and yang. So yin being feminine, soft features, and yang being masculine, sharp features. You have a symmetrical bone structure with tendency towards slight sharpness. It's definitely an interesting concept. I definitely think I need to spend more time looking into it because it's way more in depth than just your basic, like, I'm a rectangle, I'm a pear, I'm a triangle, whatever. It's very in depth. So I'm interested to kind of dive more into it. And again, maybe it'll be something that I include in my next body type video. So our last question of the night, Sharon asks, talk about duplicates, as in if you're making a 35-piece capsule for fall and one big piece of that is white tees. Do you count 5 white tees as 5 or 1? I think I have what you're saying. And my answer to that would be whatever white t-shirt or shirt you're wearing is definitely counted as one piece. So if you have 5 white shirts, it's counted as 5 pieces basically. What it comes down to is that it makes you a little bit more mindful of what you're bringing in. So if you're bringing in 5 white shirts or 5 white t-shirts, you kind of have to ask yourself, like, is it worth taking up 5 pieces for relatively the same color? Or could I pick maybe 1 white t-shirt and 1 white shirt and easily get away? Yeah, because when it comes to a capsule wardrobe, obviously the idea is to have those pieces be as functional as possible. But it's really up to you, because a capsule wardrobe is, the parameters are set by you. If it's something for you that you find value in, and that you think you'll get lots of function and lots of diversity out of that, then that's really all that matters. But I would ultimately say, yeah, like each piece is counted as a piece. So I hope that makes sense. But again, there's no hard rules when it comes to making a capsule wardrobe. If that means that you need to have a capsule wardrobe of 50 items versus 35 items, then whatever, fair enough. It's to me, a capsule wardrobe really is more about a curated wardrobe, a circle of life wardrobe. All right, you guys, I hope you've had a nice time, had a drink, had a little relaxation. Clearly I've enjoyed myself. So hopefully you have taken a moment to yourself to have a drink, enjoy this episode, have a little giggle with me. And yeah, you know, that's what it's all about, just taking little moments for ourselves. So I just want to give a special thank you to everybody that sent me their questions. They were great questions and I had a lot of fun answering them. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You, of course, know what to do. If you did, give me that thumbs up, comment below, share with friends, and subscribe for future weekly episodes. If you are already subscribed, make sure to click that bell to be notified when I post my new episodes. Make sure that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay safe, support, and love each other. We will definitely be chatting soon. Bye.